Hey everybody, this is Joel Toppin here, and I just got back from ConsimWorld 2012, and this is one of the acquisitions I picked up while I was there, and thought I'd show you what's inside the box. So this is Kevin McPartland and Jerry Shiles' new game on the War of 1812, and it's featured very prominently at MonsterCon, ConsimWorld. They had actually had an enlarged version of this that they used to demo the game. Saw lots of people playing it throughout the course of the week. And here's what comes inside the package. So this is the cover here. Very good cover. I mean, one thing Clash of Arms really does well is their graphics are just amazing. So cover here does just an outstanding job. So that's the cover. And let's look at what's inside this package. So we can get this in focus right. Alright, so Amateurs of Arms, 2 arms, comes with a rules book, which is always helpful if you want to actually learn how to play a game. And here's your, what you got here is a well-illustrated, pretty easy to understand rule book. The rules are not terribly complex. And as you can see, it's very, very nicely illustrated. It is on the glossy type paper, so I know some people prefer the semi-gloss. It does come with an example play, and the rules are weighing in at about 13 pages. So this is not a terribly heavy war game. It's very seems to be very approachable. You could learn it very quickly. It also comes with historic commentary and notes. Kevin signed my copy. Here is the deck of cards. Comes with 150 cards. They are very, very nicely illustrated. So I can get this to focus here. Yeah, so I mean the cards look just absolutely amazing. They are a little bit thinner, narrower I should say. Not thinner, but narrower across the width from a standard card size. So if you're planning to sleeve these, just be aware of that. Standard sleeves should work okay with it, because I lined them up with some others. They'll be a little bit loose inside the sleeves. So that's the card deck, 150 cards. Game comes with some wooden discs. This is not an inexpensive game, by the way, but the quality of the components is actually really quite good. So you have these wooden discs, and on these discs you're going to place these stickers, which mark the location of expeditions. So basically your game is organized around the mustering of these expeditions. And it looks like one other tiny sticker here. So those are the stickers, discs. The map is absolutely stunning. One of the prettiest wargame maps you will find, but again, Clash of Arms, they really, really get maps right. This is really, really nice. It is on a matte, thick paper stock. It's not hard mounted. It's not cardboard. If you have a problem with that, I can understand. I mean, it's not an inexpensive game, but understand these are very small print runs. So the map is very, very nice. In fact, technically I really do prefer the paper maps, simply because in the dry climate where I live, mounted boards tend to warp within minutes of coming out of the box. So here is the counter sheets. These are really, really nice. So you can see they're very lavishly illustrated, but they're not overdone. They're, I mean, they're easy to read, totally functional, and as you can see here, give you some scale, they are thicker than your average wargame counters. They're thick like the GMT counters as of late in games like 1989 and Virgin Queen. So these are nice, thick counters. They're already fairly glossy, but they work very, very well. Didn't seem to have any problems reading those in practice here. Alright, so now we have a player aid card that serves as something of a screen for the player. It's a trifold. Kind of hard to get this thing focused for you so you can see the whole scope of it. It's got all of the stuff that the American player is going to need to look at, and it also serves to conceal the American player's expedition display, which I'll get to in just a moment. Here is the American port chart, so you can track what's happening on the key lakes, like Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, and Lake Champlain. And by the way, the scope of the game does cover the entire war all over the place. So you've got Canada, you've got the Deep South, you have the Atlantic coast, you also have the open lakes, and so forth. So this covers the whole thing. It's not just the Canadian front. Another counter sheet here. Again, this is sheet 2 of 2. And you may have noticed there are some round counters on the first sheet to mark the status of certain units. And as you can see here, there are naval units in the game. Very, very cool. So if you're into combined arms stuff, this is a must. Alright, so here's the British port chart, again with the Lakes Erie, Lake Ontario, Champlain. And here we have the British player screen. And so again, same sort of deal as the American one. It is equipped to give the British player at a glance everything he needs to know during the course of play, and it serves a dual purpose. You just stand this thing up on its end, and it serves as a screen for the force display. So more goodies in here. Let me just dump them out like that. Alright, so what we have here is the combat results table. Full color again. This doesn't feel to be on the heavier stock. It seems to be a little bit lighter than the other cards I pulled out of the box. And so you have all the explanations for the table on the back, and the table itself, and modifiers, it appears, on the front. What we have here is one small sheet of errata. It's not always fun to find that when you open up a brand new game, but if they catch stuff early, it is helpful to have it rather than to have to ask questions online. So there's some Q&A, and it looks like just a couple small things of errata on there. Okay, so this is the American Expeditions chart. This is where you track what units happen to be in those round those discs. So those wooden discs, when they're not in play, they'll be on here, and then they go on the map from there. This is hidden information from your opponent, and that's the purpose of those screens that we saw earlier. They slipped in an advertisement. This is Legion of Honor. That's another game I'm very interested in seeing from Clash of Arms games. So, have no idea when that's coming out. It might already be out. I don't know. Okay, moving right along. Here is the British Expeditions chart. Same function as the American. And one more CRT with full explanations on the one side and the chart on the other. So each player will have one of these, in addition to the threefold screen that he uses. Looks like they throw in one of their clever little, and this is a new one, these little postcard games. So, and this one here is on Waterloo, interestingly enough. All the previous ones seem to be on either World War II or Civil War. But anyway, so you get a little free game inside there. That is Amateurs to Arms, and as you can see, let me just pan this thing around. There is quite a lot there. There's a lot of materials inside the box, so if you see this thing, you're thinking, man, that's really expensive. Understand, there's quite a bit that comes inside that. So this is Joel Toppin. That is Clash of Arms, new release, Amateurs to Arms, and that is what's inside the box.